20 years in the United States will be June 20th, 2002 for me. And the last 15 years have been 100% amazing with a lot of lessons. And certainly the last 6 months have been absolutely incredible in elevating everything that I have done and everyone that I have been working with and the impacts and the results that we've been creating, from the New York Weekly to the LA Tribune to the Can You Think You Grow Rich, from collaborating with Driven, launching so many different projects, the influencer traction media, and I can go on and on and on and on and on. And I took a self-evaluation on what has changed, what have I done, what kind of behavior I've taken on in order to create the results that I have been creating. And I thought I'll sum them up in 10 different pieces. And I kind of posted about them this morning, but now I'm about to elaborate so you can get the recipe of creating anything you could ever desire. This is the ME Show.
I've been caught up since the day that we met, and you haven't seen the best of me yet. There's nothing like you and me together, and your eyes have been so hard to forget. But there's something you're trying to hide. There's something you're keeping inside. But I'm trying to get to know you much better. It don't matter how much time it takes. I just can't give up. Whoa, I just can't give up. Can't give up. I just can't give up. I just can't give up.
That's right. I would not give up. My name is Ali Madawi, and I am your strategic partner. And welcome to a brand new episode of the ME Show. Let me know where you're chiming in from. And if you are an entrepreneur, definitely let me know, because we help struggling entrepreneurs to leverage social media and the digital space to create brand equity and revenue. So let me give you my top 10 pieces as to why we were able to create the success and the results that we've been creating. And I wrote them down in a way that was applicable to me, in a way that I realized this is my recipe to do what I have done in the last 6 months. And then I'm about to double down on them. And I wanted to share the love with you so you can achieve anything that you desire. So my very first initial question for you: in the next 6 months, what do you want? What do you desire? What would you like to see happen? What would you like to create? Let me know, because that'll give me an idea of how you and I are interacting and how I can give you the results that, or the recipe of the results that you desire. So first things first, I'm going to go for the very, very first foundational piece of creating anything, and that is to have a clear vision of the end. See, sometimes we have a vision of something that we want to have, but we're not so specific about the end results. And the reason I share this with you is at times we create this vision movie in our mind and we see how it could potentially go, but then we end up just stopping in the middle of the movie while, the hero got captured, or the hero got dropped in a boxing ring, or the hero, is not doing as well as he or she should be doing, right? So because of that, I want you to focus on the end of the result. What are the results that you would want to create? What is that clear vision? Write it down, write it down, write it down. Everything that I do is written down, because if it isn't written down, it does not matter. It's as if it never existed. Just like a builder of a home, they have a vision of that, what a home is going to look like, and then they start drawing it down, right? That's when it actually starts the creation process. So have a clear vision of the end itself. Number two, trust that everything that is happening is for my own good. So sometimes you're going to run out of gas. You're going to have projects that are not going to be completed from the other partner that you're working with. People are going to quit. The economy is going to change. Whatever it may be, understand that even those circumstances are for my own good. I might not understand them because I don't have that divine faculty to kind of actually see truly what the future is going to look like, but I can just kind of get a little trailer and teaser and focus on that through my vision and imagination. But you have to trust that everything that just happened is for my own good. Now, some people will argue with me and say, well, how about the bad stuff? How about the crimes? Well, here's the thing. There was co-creation, as I talk about all the time, that has created that element. And I'm going to address it for you. You have to make sure that you are protecting your space, you're protecting your circle, you're protecting your vibration, your energy that is around you. That is everything that you are, who you hang with, what you eat. If you protect that, you shouldn't have to worry about bad things coming onto you because you're keeping yourself in a very safe distance from anything that's bad because you're not co-creating it. So again, trust that everything that happens is for my own good. Number 3, create a daily method of operation around my vision. So my DMO, or daily method of operation, is the things that are in my strategy of every single day, whether it's income producing or not, is 100% inspired by the end result. So if my end result was to be the world's greatest motivational speaker, well, part of my DMO is study how to better your speech, study how to work on your body language, study how to remove word fillers like, right, so, right? Those are word fillers. That is a daily method of operation that is inspired or built around my vision, because if you want to achieve that end result, you have to create a system that is getting you one step closer every single day. Many times people get in business and they say, I want to make $10,000 a month or $1 million a year, but their daily method of operation is filled with unnecessary, irrelevant stuff, like creating a reel that's going to go viral or creating a graphic that looks good. I believe that if you want to achieve an end result, you have to build the daily method of operation. Unfortunately, some people don't even have a daily method of operation. They just wake up and go on social media and feel busy just because they're scrolling, not necessarily working. So number 3, create a DMO that is around my vision. Number 4 is protect my mindset and environment. That I kind of already talked and hinted about it. If you say, well, Ali, if you say everything that happens is for my own good, yes, it is if you do your part. Remember, there's a creator and a co-creator, and both of you are working towards certain elements. The thing that makes you and I human is that we are the most intelligent species on this universe, at least known species in this universe. And we have the second part, which is called free will. So we could do whatever we want, good or bad. That is the pure element of co-creation. I'm letting you do whatever you want. That's what that creator is saying to you and I, source energy, God, whatever you want to refer to it, I refer to it as God. So if you are a good person and you're working on those fundamentals, the good things that you are putting onto the world, they're going to come right back onto you. So if you say bad things keep on happening to me, well, I would challenge you to do a self-evaluation on what is it that you are putting as contribution to this very same world that you are living in. In other words, you're expecting to eat and sleep and have a beautiful home every single day, but you're not willing to chip in on the rent, or you're not willing to chip in on at least washing the dishes and cleaning around the house a little bit, right? And then you're expecting the owner of the house, the person who built that home, to just let you sleep and eat and do whatever you want, right? So do you understand what there's a misalignment or or lack of alignment? So therefore, you need to protect your environment and your mindset. How do you do that? Well, get busy with the good things in life. I don't spend much time with anyone that is not necessarily within my core values. If you're not adding more value into my life, in other words, and when I say value, I'm not talking about money here. I'm talking if you're not making me smarter, if you're not teaching me something new, if you're not elevating, if you're not helping me with my mission to impact and empower the world and entrepreneurs, if you're not just doing something that makes me better overall, I get really, really busy and I won't spend as much time with you. Not because I don't want to spend as much time with you, but because I do know what I need to do in order to create that mission success that I want to create, whether it is for the world or, selfishly speaking, for my kids. Because every minute that you take out of me, you're taking out of my children, you're taking out of my wife. So if it does not contribute a win-win formula where we are abundantly co-creating, I'm not going to be in the same circle with you. And again, not because I don't want to hang out with you. It's just because you got lazy and you did not choose your greatest gifts and faculties to be used for something amazing. You'd rather just lay down and watch TV and drink and party or whatever it is that you're doing, instead of actually doing something good for humanity and everybody around you. So because of that, I'm going to do my homework. So don't be mad at me that you're not doing your homework and you're getting a D minus while this kid is getting an A plus, baby, from the universe. Does that make sense? All right, good. Let's go to number 5, and that is accept the responsibility of creation. Again, we kind of hinted on it, but everything that is happening in this world, in my time-space reality, everything that I see, everything that I hear, everything that I eat, everyone that is around me, everywhere that I coexist in, or the house that I live in, it was 100% my responsibility. So if you say, well, the government this, or the gas prices that, or taxes this, or unemployment, or I don't care what you say, I'm here to get in your face and say it is 100% you're doing. You have made certain decisions and certain choices that have led you to be where you are. See, where you are is a residual outcome of the decisions that you have made over the last 3, 6 months, 3, 6 years, 3, 6 decades, whatever that may be for you. Now, here's the good news. If you accept that sense of responsibility that this was my doing, by default, you unlock the willingness to recreate. You understand that I did it and I'm about to do it again, but this time I'm going to do it a little bit different. So if I have created the body weight that I have, I can also create the skinny body that I have. If I created the bad credit that I have, I also can create a good credit. If I created the lack of abundance and just bad negative stuff that is in my mind, I can instantly co-create, and I can prove it to you. You've seen many times in our lifetime in history, way back to Apostle Paul, people who were bad people, who did bad things, including Apostle Paul, right? And then just like that, it was a decision that has been made that I'm going to walk the right path. Just like that. And we see it in our day and age. You see criminals who end up in life in prison, and then in prison, they turn their life around. They do something great. You find people who are really, really, really good people, and then with one decision, they become bad people and do wrong things. So I take full responsibility to everything that I am, everything that I have, everything that I see, because the eyes and the ears choose what it wants to see and it chooses what it wants to hear. So don't blame, don't use excuses, just use reasons and responsibility, because sometimes we blur reasons and excuses together, but it's most of the time is the same exact thing. So just take responsibility. Number 6, only allow positive people in your space. I think I already covered that for you, but I am so hardcore on only allowing positive people in my circle. And here is why. See, God has blessed me with the ability and the faculties to create greatness. And I do know that my chemicals only operate with positivity. If I have an ounce of lack of positivity around me, it impacts my creative juice. It slows me down. It does not get me to where I need to be. So by default, you're taking out of my kids' plate. You're taking out of my family and global entrepreneurial family and colleagues from all around the world. And because it is my responsibility to make something great for the world, I have to do whatever it takes to protect my space, because in this square that I'm in right now, there's nothing but greatness, beauty, positivity, and beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, my friend. So whatever you see, you are right. It is purely a reflection of who you are from within, not from what is on the outside. You can literally be homeless and see beauty everywhere, but you can also be very, very rich and you'll be dead broke because the only thing you have is money. I'll let that sink in for a little bit. So be careful with who you allow around you all day, every day. Number 7 is expected to arrive regardless of time. See, sometimes we put a timestamp on the results. Okay, I just planted the seed. I should have the flower in 30 days. That is not how it works. As a matter of fact, you are not in control. The only thing that you are in control of is the activity and the intention towards whatever it is that you would want to create. It will come in due time, and that's not in your time, because in the time-space reality that we are living in, there are different laws and different areas and variables that are taking place on every single motion. If you just have the wrong temperature, it could ruin the crop. If you have too much rain, it could ruin the crop. If you're not covering and creating enough shade, it could ruin the crop. So you may do a lot of things on season 1 the proper way, and then the second season on the spring, you might not do just as good of a job because you got comfortable / lazy. And then the third season, you're not really getting what you need to. And maybe you do the right thing on the first 2 seasons and you get drought on the third season and you just burned everything. See, you have to understand, for the fifth time that I'm saying this, it never comes in the time that you want it because you're trying to force it. Just let go and let God. Allow things to come to you. Accept and expect they're coming to me. Here's a simple way that you're not expecting greatness. See, you say, man, I want to be a millionaire. Okay. Well, here's what millionaires do. I'm sharing everything with you. They invest in themselves. They study. They remove cable TV. They work on their positivity. They work on their mindset. And you say, yeah, I really want to, but it's really hard. See, the BUT, just eliminated any sense of expectations. I really, really want that red car. I really want that Ferrari. I really want that Bentley, but the insurance is really expensive. But the oil change is really expensive. You're not expecting greatness. You're just not, hey, I really, really want to make sure that I attend this event coming up next week, but I only have $50 and I really don't want to risk not having any more money. What are you saying? I'm not expecting to make more money. So you got to expect to receive and it'll arrive to you regardless of time. It's just a question. Are you, again, aligned with the creator? That we cannot talk about that enough. Number 8 is focus on giving it all back. See, the more you give it back, the more it comes back to you. Life is like ping pong. I'll send it, it comes right back. I'll send it, it comes right back. Now, if you don't send it, it will not come back. The world that we live in is a world full of motion. The earth orbits around the sun. The solar system is continually moving. Your bloodstream, your heartbeats, your cells, everything that you are, your body is always in motion. So the moment you want to hoard something and say, I'm going to hold on to this as long as possible, you just stopped the recycling process. Sometimes we understand the word sacrifice the wrong way. See, when I hear sacrifice, I don't hear it as I got to compromise and give something up. What I hear about sacrifice is I'm going to trade what I have for something much bigger. I'm going to trade this plate for a bigger restaurant. I'm going to trade this restaurant for a huge recreation center full of restaurants. I'm going to trade this for a huge municipality. See, if you have that mindset of I'm giving it all back, I'm giving you even a closer example. A lot of people run away from churches, faith, religion, because of the concept of tithing, offering. And by the way, every Abrahamic religion, meaning from the prophet Abraham, whether it's Christianity, Islam, or Judaism, there is a sense of offering that is always there, or tithing. Somewhere, somehow, over the thousands of years that religion has been in existence, it got compromised a little bit or manipulated that it became an economic system. I understand that. But let me tell you how it was explained to me. See, if I were to tell you right now, for every dollar I will give you, you will give me, I'll give you 10 more. Would you take that deal? For every dollar that you give me, I will give you 10 more. Think about that. What would you have as a behavior every single? You will be looking for every dollar that you have. Like, here's $1, here's 10 more. Here's $1, here's 10 more. Here's $1, I'll give you 10 more. See, it was not, I'm going to take 1/10 of what you have. It was, for everything you do, I'll 10x it for you. Everything you give, I'll give you 10 times more. If you understood it as that, and that's not just a monetary thing, by the way. It could be, if you clean the street, I'll clean up all your house. If you help one person, I'll help 10 people in your family. If you assist anyone, anywhere, for any reason, I'll give you 10 times that. That is called abundance. That is the pure, most liberating, loving thing that you can do. So if you are thinking about give it all back, you will get it 10 times more. What do you think Bill Gates, whether you love him or hate him, or Warren Buffett, whether you love him or hate him, or all the influencers and mega impactors? Think about Jeff Bezos' wife. She's given away so far like $500 million since her divorce 1.5 or 2 years ago. And she's just going to keep on giving. Every time she finds, she gives hundreds of millions here, 20 million, 30 million. She's just giving. And the more she gives, the wealthier she's becoming. She tapped into this concept very, very well. So stop operating with negativity and hoarding your greatness and your gifts. Give yourself and whatever you are, whatever you can help with to the world. It doesn't have to be a church thing. And watch how much you get back from that very same activity. And it doesn't necessarily mean from that person. See, I might help you today. Someone else will give it back to me 10 times more. I might assist your organization. Another organization will come out of nowhere 10 times more. So definitely focus on giving it back. Number 9 is celebrate small wins. Boy, I love to celebrate small wins. I look forward to celebrating small wins. See, creative faculty only operates when you are on a good side of your feelings, when you're happy, when you're excited, when you're focused, when you have any type of good feeling, because while they can be described in many different ways, there are 2 known feelings. There's good feeling and there's bad feeling. I'd like to stay on the good feeling side throughout the whole day. So I look forward to creating small wins. I see ice cream and I'm not going to eat that one. Oh, look at you, Ali. You didn't eat that ice cream right now. You behaved. You're not adding bad calories. Way to go, Ali. Right? I have these conversations. Those small little tiny wins are so powerful. Creating another piece of content, helping one more person, advising, getting one small little tiny clients, making another dollar, as little as it may be. Those small wins are empowering your brain to feel so good and so amazing and so powerful within your own self. And just like that, you're like, oh, I'm going to do it so much more. It's like when you wake up in such a fantastic mood, what do? Man, I can do anything today. I'm going to clean. I'm going to cook. I'm going to help. I'm going to fix. I'm going to do, and so on and so forth. So get on winning or creating small wins. And of course, celebrate them. Number 10, or last but not least, keep your mind in the happy side of your feelings. You know, human beings struggle because it's almost impossible for us not to see or think negative. I mean, you could be in a car with the happiest song, you're excited, you're amazing, and then you're driving and there's a car wreck. You slow down the whole highway just so you can look at that negative thing, the accident, and then you're like, oh my goodness. What if that happened to me? What if that happened to my family? Let me call my sister and just check on her, because life is so short. Dude, relax. How all of a sudden you're attracting an accident onto your sister? What are you doing? Stay positive. Stay on the happy side of things. And there are many ways that you can do that. The moment you feel any sense of negativity, because it's impossible not to think it, even I, right? Like I'll give you an example. I learned this from Simon Sinek. He will stand in front of people and says, now, don't think about an elephant. Let me guess. What are you thinking about right now? Don't think about an elephant. Yeah, you're thinking about an elephant, aren't you? See, it's impossible because our brain functions with images. That's why imagination is the guidance for our future. We imagine it and then we operate on it, right? So what you need to do is create other opportunities for you to be able to get yourself right back on the happy place. It could be a song. It could be gospel music. It could be scripture. It could be meditation. It could be calling your best friend who's always goofy. It could be watching comedy. I cannot tell you how many times I would literally put a comedy show for like 10 minutes just to get me to laugh out loud, to get excited and get right back into my groove, because I'm a human just like you. I have a moment that I react to a certain circumstance and certain situation. So out of all the 10 pieces that I just shared with you, which one do you need to work on the most? Because I haven't perfected it. God knows I got a lot, and a long way to go. But what I shared with you right now, just in the last 6 months, from January to the month of June, we've been able to achieve some amazing things, whether it's the LA Tribune documentation or the New York Weekly naming us top 10 thought leader of 2022, whether it is the Can You Think and Grow Rich tour that we spoke on, and we're getting an invite to come back on, whether it is working with the United States Army, whether it is initiating Influencer Attraction Media's Academy, which, by the way, go and visit us for $1.50 a day on average. You'll have the ability to have access to all of our academy, all of my teachings, and have a group coaching session once a week, and a whole lot more with a lot more people. So do not miss out. It's an average of $1.50 a day. But I share all of this with you to tell you that I had a little bit to do with the co-creation of everything that has happened. And I gave you exactly my recipe. I told you step by step what I have done and what I continue to do. I wake up at 3:30 in the morning and I work on myself. Then I nap, of course, and then I shower, and then I start my day. And then I rock it out. Then I nap for a little bit, and then I restart my day, and I rock it out, and then I give some personal time for my kids and my wife, prayer time, and then I do one last meeting usually, and then it's the end of the day. You need to work on yourself by creating a system, a daily method of power. And if you need help, just DM us. Let me know. We can definitely help you out creating that process for you, whatever that may be, based on your life goals, based on your journey, based on your budgets, or whatever that may be. But I'm here to help. I love you, and I appreciate you more than you can imagine. And until next time, peace out, everybody.